Oh no! Guy, hang on. Gonna do some putter in here. A little bit of work on the RXC. Gonna do a track swap on the RXC. Which you probably already saw the other video earlier this season where I did the whole track swap process. I'm not really gonna cover that again because I already did that, but I'm pulling the Ice Arrowhead off, not because I don't like it, because I never rode this with the stock track, and I've ridden a few Catalyst sleds with different studding packages and stuff, and it really seems like the chassis, I don't want to say doesn't brake well, because it does brake decent. The brake itself is really good, but I feel like it has quite a tendency to kind of not necessarily front load, but unload the skid and kind of float on top of the snow a bit, and I don't believe that's the track's fault. I think it's more of an inherent chassis quality. So to test that, I have this thing back here, this 1.3 Cobra cut down to a 1-inch with some massive 1.6 studs in it, all staggered up, kind of a spare speed track style setup. I'm gonna throw that thing in it and see what it does braking wise, mostly just because to do it. Like I said, I'm very curious to see the braking characteristics of the chassis just loaded up with some super tall studs and see if it really slows the thing down, or if it still has a bit of a tendency to just kind of unload a little bit, not necessarily slide on top of the snow, but unload the rear a little bit is what it feels like riding it. So I'm gonna do that to test that, to compare that, but I'm also putting the 14 wide Ice Arrowhead onto the 1200 over yonder, which, as you know, or if you saw the video, this was originally going to be a donor engine package sled for the XC800 mod thing, contraption, but this is a little bit too nice. And I just keep having this problem where I buy these sleds and I like them too much, and now I have another one in the fleet. It has what I thought was a relatively new 1.6 Cobra on it with some studs, but the other night, ripping over to the tavern for dinner, it threw a whole double out of that track, ripped it right out, smashed the cooler. Luckily, it didn't puncture the cooler. Got incredibly lucky there. Whoa, what was that? That was really loud. I wonder, I really hope a stud or something didn't just let go. But it did dent the cooler. So let's go take a look at this real quick. But it dented the cooler like crazy, cracked the cover here. So I'm gonna have to hammer and dolly this thing back down, make sure we don't have any leaks or any of that. It's not leaking now, but after hammer and dollying it, I wanna make sure it doesn't create a leak. Buy a new cover, clean that up, yada, yada. Massive hole, look at this. So yeah, gonna go ahead and do the track swap, get rid of that 1.6 Cobra, the 130 Ice Arrowhead, whatever, 14 wide one's gonna go on the 1200. That'll be a really nice setup for that. Let it steer a little bit easier, have enough traction, enough grip for Canada and cruising and all the intentions of that sled. So I'm pumped on that. And then after running the crazy studded up thing on the Catalyst, that'll tell me what direction I want to go with this, whether I want to just order another Ice Arrowhead for it, or if I want to go back to a Storm, a 1.5 Storm with iGrips, or what. Or maybe like a Rip 2 with some studs. Not really a stud guy, so I'm really curious to see how this is going to go. I'm probably not going to like it. It's probably going to be a bear to turn. Yeah, we'll see, but it's just a test, and it's something fun to do because the track swap's super easy on this. So I figure I might as well. I got a couple hours tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out, have that done, and then depending on how I'm feeling, might dig into that. So let's do it. Why don't you put some eyes on the back of that for me real quick?
Wow, you got a mixture of things in there.
Oh, that is a hodgepodgery at its finest, I'll tell you that. There's even a couple random Stud Boy Pro Light backers, doubles.
I see that.
Yep. I'm not going to be able to turn.
You're going to wheelie, hopefully.
I don't know. Maybe like a little 5-inch skis off the ground kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, let's find out.
Dude, you're jamming.
Oh, yeah, I got to wake up. So.
Yep. Let's go get some fuel, huh? R.I.P. my new carbons. Eater. I already can't turn, see? I knew it. I'm nervous about these studs, dude. I'm not a stud guy. I don't run studs. It's either going to be awesome and it's going to change my life, or I'm going to hate it. Well, I can still turn pretty good so far out in these fields, so that's kind of cool. Oh no. Oh no, I do not want to end up liking this a lot. Not good. So we made a wrong turn because this sign up here made absolutely no sense. But that's okay, we're bombing back. I definitely do be having traction now. I can brake, I can accelerate real hard. Yeah, I don't, haven't put a lot of time into it, so it's mostly been fields. I really like to see the braking and stuff once we get into some actual snow trails and not the really frozen base stuff. Because that'll be the test. Even like, the lug is pretty small. It's cut down to 1 inch. So I'll be very curious to see how that whole setup does, whole shebang does when we get in some snow. They're probably at the thing.
Yeah, they gotta be.
And I don't have my helmet on.
Ah, there we go. Where are you at?
Are you at the gas station?
Yeah, where are you guys?
Ah,
We're at the AM3 intersection.
we'll be right there.
All right. We're just eating a breakfast sandwich real quick.
At the gas station.
Yeah, right where you're parked. Not at where you're parked, but at the pumps on the other side.
Okay, we'll be right there.
All right, bye.
Love you.
Love you. You can go round and round these circles like 6 times.
Okay. Yep.
Right?
Yep. Are we gonna set a lap timer when we do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Jeez, Steve wasn't kidding. He said, let's fly. But he's flown. He's already flown. Wow. Wow, like a minefield. Man, the ability to wheelie this thing a little bit now. Ooh, it did a tiny little baby ones before. But like, that's kind of fun now. I might be a stud guy on this sled. I think I already said it, but I can't remember if I did or not. Our goal is to hog down through this stuff for a bit and then dip off into Chittenden, into the mountain range there, get into really good snow, hit the mountaintop inn for lunch. But unfortunately, we're going to have to ride this back. But I don't think it's too awfully far of this. 10, 12 miles maybe? Whoa. Sick. Hey! Oops, wrong button. I do that a lot. I end up hitting the gauge button instead of the hand warmer one. It's not a placement issue. It's nothing on the ergos. It's nothing on like the controller from Cat. It's just me being me and hitting the wrong one. But I do be doing it a lot. Thought we were snowmobiling, not riding fan boats. Jeez, So far, it's mostly been this really thin, frozen base kind of stuff. And it still turns incredibly well, surprisingly. For having that many studs in the back of it is kind of shocking. I'm kind of really liking it. The braking improvement is just huge. And again, like, this is one extreme to the other. So I still don't think it... Oh, Steve, come on, bro. Oh, man, that was a good one. Right to the shield, right dead center. And damn, lucky that was snow, not a freaking rock. Anyway, it's one extreme to the other. So, again, still not incredibly fair to the Arrowhead, but it just did not brake incredibly well on this chassis. So we're going to throw it on the 1200 Renegade jobber and see how it does on that. And if it still doesn't brake really well, then the verdict will be out on that, that is what it is. But this is staying with these studs for now, unless I get in the woods or something and see snowy woods, unless I see characteristics I don't like, you know? So I pulled over and stopped. We ended up the service road. I don't know how much of the footage I got, so I'm going to cover it now in case the battery was dead. The access road to get up here. We're really starting to climb in elevation now and get to the good, quote-unquote, good trails. I know Tyler definitely was having issues overheating down there. Uh-oh, where's Ben? There's Ben. I was getting warm too. I was able to pop off and bring it back down to the 130s, 140s, but I was 151 for a little bit. Trips limp mode 155, so I'm sure Tyler was overheating. Toasty.
What, red?
Oh, so you were 170. Wow. So there was no spot for you to get after it, but once it goes orange, if you try to get after it, you're limited to 6,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, it is locked right in out here. Holy. Froze up big time. This is nice though. See? We're going to get to some good stuff one way or another. Yeah, the braking now is sick, but it should be with that many in there. There's got to be all of 190 in that thing. Some flats have 2, some are 3, some are 4. There's a couple 5ers in there. I mean, woo! Spooky pattern. Whoa, 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 whoa. We should move that. Let's try to move that. That ain't good. We can definitely get it, but... Oh, God. Yep. Good deed done for the day. Now we can be assholes. Yeah, the braking is so nice now. This caliper with this much bite in the back. Ooh, ooh. So yeah, now I still don't know now if it's the chassis or that track, because this is so far extreme the other direction that it's like this can't not work. Tyler was overheating bad, so we stopped and then we moved that log in the trail and yeah.
Alright, I'll meet you up the road.
Okay. Okay, the beginning stuff that we had to get through is worth it for this. Boy, I did not think I was gonna be a stud guy. But on this sled, this chassis, this package, I'm gonna be a stud guy. Those are all staying in there. Son of a biscuit, those are working good. Whoa, got a little squirrely on that one. Yep, a little squirrely too. Yep, everyone got a little squirrely on that one. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna say this this track swap transformed this sled. It is so much more impressive on the acceleration, so much more confidence inspiring on the braking. I mean, before, like, I've already encountered situations today, like even right there, where like if I didn't have all these studs, I would have to be like really focused on braking carefully to not lock it up and let it get out of sorts on me. Whereas with this, I just ride it and I'm like, oh, I gotta slow down. I grab the brake and it just oh, that's a driveway. Oh, that little fender bender. We'll pile them up. But yeah, it is doing what I wanted it to do and then some. So yeah. So now the real question is going to be, how is that Ice Arrowhead going to perform on the 1200 Renegade jobber? So that's going to be another good tell or test of what is going on there. Oh man. All right, the crap in the morning was worth it. Oh, baby. Hell yeah, this is awesome. Let's go, dude. Oh yeah, let me go leftish. Shoot. Wow. Ow! Ow! Then we take a right, and then another right. We'll go up a little ski trail, and then boom! Big resort building thingy on top of a hill. Big, huge overlook. Beautiful, beautiful sceneries. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Big wheelie guy, hang on. Wow. Welcome, snow travelers. Look at this place, huh? Squeak! Whoa! Mountaintop Inn absolutely ripped. Great lunch, great food, cool atmosphere in there. A little fancy, a little upscale, but all in all, really good. Food is incredibly good. So we're gonna go back on some of the stuff we already rode towards Pittsfield, get some fuel, and then hog on home. Our sun is gone as this storm is coming in. We're supposed to get like 3 to 5 inches tonight, and then 8 to 12 tomorrow, Sunday into Monday. So tomorrow's probably going to be a snow day, a little shop day. Work on the old 1200 to get that thing ready for some sort of big ride this following weekend, but that's kind of the current plan. What is that? What is that? I don't know. It's off your pants. Dude, this braking is so good now. Snow is definitely starting to loosen up a good bit. It's about 24, 25 degrees from the 10 or 12 it was earlier this morning. Still handling really good given all the crazy amount of 1.6 or 1.7 studs in the back. I mean, they're long boys over the top of that track. That track, I think I cut to 1 inch, might even be a little bit less. All right. Whoa! Jeez, there's Uncle Steve, there's Benny, there's Steve, we're good. Camera missed a really good fun section, but you'll have that. Battery was dead. Can't always stop and throw one in, you know. A lot of CNAs going through here, cutting some crazy ruts. The snow's softening up a bit. We're getting pulled around a good bit, but that's okay. All right, interesting maneuvers there. I forgot we do have one little stretch of really good, awesome service road here. Peck through a bunch of woods. It's probably going to be a little noisier. I got my front vents open on the helmet. A little toasty, pecking through the tight, twisty woods there we were in. A lot of rocks. Really bummed for my studs and my new carbides, but that's the way it goes. Getting miles in. I believe we're going to take a right, because that's a dead end to the left, I think. Yep. It's a little thin. I know we don't have a ton of buffer room before the rocks, but all in all, it's not too bad. It's starting to snow a little bit. Our storm's starting to roll in. I can't believe how well this thing still turns with all those studs in the back of it. Like, that track and stud combo is staying on this thing, because so far all day it has been just awesome. It's enough bite and it moves the sled forward, and the big loose stuff climbing mountains and whatnot. Even in this stuff it does really good because there's a decent base under it. The braking advantage now and confidence with that is just incredible. It's exactly what I was looking for. So that makes me pretty damn happy. And then the forward traction and like partial throttle acceleration and stuff, this track just seems to roll and freewheel way, way better. Which now I'm real curious to see if the Arrowhead on the 1200 kind of makes that thing engine brake even harder, which I'm hoping not, but we're going to find out. Whew. You could launch that thing right into them trees right there if you wanted to. Almost to the top. My ears need to pop. There we go. Okay, so we're not too far. We're gonna bomb down the hill and connect right there. And then we parked right in here. So not too bad. Alright, last little leg of the adventure here. It's going to get real thin and rocky again once we start getting low elevation here off the hill. And then we'll be right back to the fields and back to the truck. I don't know how many miles we got for the day. If I had to guess, probably 120 range. Maybe a little more. Probably did 60, 70 this morning. We got 50 now. We'll be 60 back to the truck. So yeah, 120 to 140, somewhere in there. Back to the fields. We are not too far from the truck. Wow. And then it were two, just the old cat cousins. Or whatever, cat constituents. I don't think we ever picked a name.